Hitting record right now. We're starting. Um, Welcome, everyone. This is Adam Beebe, broker at Latona's. I'm joined by Robert, and I apologize, is it Hoff?
Correct.
Okay. IraqDinar.us. Robert's the owner of the site. This is an open house presentation of it, and I am the listing broker here at Latonas.com. Robert, thank you for taking your time here.
Well, thank you very much, Adam, for putting on this presentation.
No worries. A little housekeeping for everyone joining, and this is applicable, obviously, if you're listening live. Firstly, this recording will be up on Latona's within 24 hours. Those listening, if you haven't already done so, please dial in. You can use the question function in the GoToMeeting software. I'll either ask the question the moment it's asked verbatim, or if it's a revenue question, we're on traffic, I'll wait until we're at the revenue section. So be assured your questions will get answered. Without further ado, what we have here is a screenshot from Latonas.com. Anyone listening to this call is able to log in to their Latonas account, and they'll see this data in the form of hyperlinks, meaning annual revenue, annual expenses, a variety of other things. You can click on those links and see the monthly breakdown. All you need to do is log in, upper right hand side, provide an email. What you can also do in the listing is request a prospectus. That does require a signed NDA in house, but if you press that, it'll be sent once you sign an NDA. Robert, this is one of the aforementioned times where I'm going to put myself on mute. If you would, and kind of Reader's Digest version, describe the history of the site, anything that's radically changed one from another, or manifestations of the site as far as you doing the content versus someone else doing the content. I know right now, and we'll get into, there's one advertiser on the site, get into the monetization. Uh, Previous to that, and just go into the history a bit, if you would.
Well, we started the site to follow the Iraqi dinar and the possible revaluation of the currency. There's several sites out there, but a lot of them just bring you speculation, and we wanted to present something to our members that actually was newsworthy. We try and follow all the political movements, oil movements, financial, and all economical aspects of Iraq. Uh, we've been doing it since roughly 2010. We're slowly growing and continuing to grow. Our membership is strong and very faithful.
What has been the difference, if you would, as far as how you're monetizing the site now versus then? We'll touch upon it. You have an exclusive advertiser right now. Since the inception of the site, what have been other monetization methods for it?
Well, there's give or take probably 20, 25 different Iraqi dinar dealers that want to get their name out there and, of course, sell their product to our members. Uh, Roughly 3 years ago, I signed with Dinar Corp. I've had absolutely no complaints with them from my customers. They pay a decent fee every month, and they're happy just to get their name out there. And there's others that will do the same. You have the possibility of click-through ads, which I do not run because, like you said earlier, I was exclusive. And you cannot always control what pops up through the click-through ads, other than our dealers, etc.
Understood. Okay, and what we're watching or what we're seeing right now is what anyone can access. It's the Wayback Machine archive.org, where it's showing different impressions, snapshots through the past few years of the site being live. The overall appearance, the overall functionality of the site, has it been pretty much the same since its inception?
I originally started as a forum. That got to be too much work. You're constantly fighting spam bots. We switched it over, I do believe, in 2000, end of 2012, beginning of 2013, to a blog, and it's been much easier to keep up on.
Okay, good.
It takes It takes roughly about an hour, hour and a half a day to keep the news updated, go through the comments, and either approve or trash them with for spam.
Great. We'll
Very
go into
easy,
more
very easy.
detail on that as far as the day-to-day functionality. We have a whole slide on that. Thank you for bringing that up. You do have Google Analytics on the site. Everyone's looking at a 12-month snapshot of that. I would imagine some peaks here, obviously, are as they relate to the volatility of the market. Um, Anything that you see really relevant about this? I would imagine weekends it's maybe a little softer. I'm not sure, but go ahead.
Thursdays and Fridays is their Friday, Saturday for us. So
Sure.
those are definitely softer. Usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday is pretty soft. Sunday, Monday is the busiest days most of the time.
Okay. Have you ever paid for traffic?
No, I have not.
Okay. All right. And we'll get a little bit further into that in a moment. The vast majority of the traffic comes from the U.S., which is good. You do have some other countries that are. Why specifically Malaysia? Why would you say that?
I just I have no idea to tell you the truth. But they do seem to like the site. I have full language available. I have like I think it's like 50 or 60 different languages that they can convert to.
Great. Okay. Okay. We'll get to this slide now, which the overwhelming majority of the traffic is organic. A question that always comes up is social media. You do obviously have some sort of presence in social media. Can you expound upon that a little bit? What do you do social media wise, and how do you think it can improve?
Well, I always wanted to set up personalized pages. This page for Facebook, Twitter. Pretty much I've used it through my personal accounts. I've never expanded on that. I've slowly let the growth go. I don't have a lot of spammers, so the traffic that I am getting is what we consider good traffic. So I have not taken that next step yet.
Okay, good. We already mentioned no paid traffic. These are keywords that you're doing well with. Obviously, things that one would associate to the site. So everything is definitely in line here. You've never, well, right, you never paid for traffic, be it AdWords or any other way. Um, these .com, these sites. Do you do much backlinking? And well, actually, let me move to that slide. You have some backlinks here. Have you done much work as far as do you do link exchanges? What's your relation as it relates to backlinking?
I have done absolutely no backlinking. Whatever links I've had, people have put up for me without asking.
And is there? I'm looking here, and there's going to be another page with it. Um, have you seen a growth, or I don't even know if you track it, Robert? Have you seen the backlinks pretty much steadily? Is there just when things get busier there, more backlinks, or do you see any rhyme or reason to it, or is it just really a consistent,
It's
month after
pretty
month?
consistent. I'm not getting a ton of them at a time, but they are coming in consistently, and it's growing that way. I talked to a couple SEO experts, probably 2 years ago, and they said that was the best way. Yes, it's slower, but that way you get the quality of backlinks versus paying somebody to put up backlinks or
Good.
exchanging links.
Okay, and this is going to just show some, and this is stuff that's available to anyone. Anyone can go to look this up. The certain sites that you're linking to, um, global security. These are all obviously having to do with uh, sites as it relates to the dinar. So pretty reasonable stuff. Very consistent in the SEM rush as far as what the traffic cost would be if one were to try to pay for the traffic you're getting right now. Um, Steady, which is good. Stable is something that you can act on and predict off of. Um, as far as keywords you're naturally ranking for, anyone can also go to SEMrush and review this. Uh, Very good results, especially since none of them are paid for. Have you ever, well, I mean, you've already, I know you said you haven't ever purchased traffic or done anything as it relates to that. Any thought of that? Did you look into that at all, or was it just say, hey, it's doing well enough, let's leave it alone?
It was doing well enough. I actually work full time also, so this is like a part time gig for me, and I was growing fast enough for me to keep up with the site myself. I had no
Got it.
other help.
Understood. And we'll definitely address all that here in a moment and to more detail. What everyone's looking right here is uniques. As mentioned, Robert has Google Analytics on the site. The first thing, what's this spike in February, if you would?
Well, that's when I did a bunch of SEO work in the background, and it spiked it. And then I had my server go down for 5 days. So
Oh,
it's the first time in 5 years that I've had an issue with the server, but I was switching over to a solid state server, and there was issues beyond my control.
got it.
So that really hurt my numbers the next month. So I'm kind of curious to see what's going to come in the following month.
Okay. Views. Well, and that's interesting. The uniques were dramatically up in February. The page views, um, I mean, we're up, but not to that extent. Now in March, your views are dramatically up in March, and yet the uniques went down. I mean, do you know why that could be?
That could be a specific article. It could be the guru post. Something's bringing the traffic in.
Okay, good.
I haven't actually investigated into it to see what's spiking it. I haven't actually had time. I'm working 60 hours a week plus the site.
Understood. Well, it's a good thing when it's an increase, and we'll see what April brings. The beautiful thing about how you're monetizing the revenue is it's going to be, uh, and we'll look at those slides here in a moment. The revenue is obviously going to be pretty consistent month to month. That's the exclusive contract you mentioned. Um, what we're going to go into now, Robert, is the admin section. Cover just, hey, the site's built on this, but then you'll be looking at a screenshot. If you could just go into detail as far as what everybody's looking at on the screenshot that I'm showing. When you're done talking about that specific screenshot, just say next, and I'll go ahead and advance it. So I'm going to put myself
Oh,
on mute now. I'm advancing to admin and just kind of explain what we're looking at here.
this is basically the dashboard. It's the first panel on the admin panel. At a glance, it gives you how many posts, how many comments, pages. Uh, it gives you your email settings, activity, Google Analytics summary. You can go ahead and go to the next. Oh, there it goes. This is my active plugins. We can add links to copy text. You can automatic mobile switcher. It's basically set up to run on all platforms as quickly as possible. You have to be careful when you're running a WordPress blog not to run too many plugins because they do tend to slow down the site. We've got a pretty good balance going, I do believe. Next, these are the themes available that I've downloaded. In the past, we've ran Black Lucas, and the members seem to really like the magazine basic. It's the cleanest, easiest on the eyes, and easy to navigate. You can customize your widgets through this section, which is where I'm putting the ad for Dinar Corp. You can add other text in there that you want. It's very simple HTML coding. Next. This is the widgets. You can use the drop-down boxes. You can add more to each box. You can put related posts. You can put whatever you want on the side panel, left or right. The particular theme that I'm running, I'm only running a left-hand box for sidebars, but you can also run two on the left or one on the left, one on the right if you care to. But in my opinion, the site gets way too busy at that point. Next. This is your basic settings, your tagline, which is right below the name of the site up top. You can set up different groups. You can put new people in. You can slow it down for registration. You set the time format to your locale. Very simple. You can adjust who can write on posts, who can read them, who can respond to a comment section. You can change your permalinks to different things. You can adjust your mobile theme. You can run a different mobile theme here than you do on your regular desktop. You can access your Google Analytics. You can check your page view counts through this section. Who's online with IPs and locations. This is also where your automatic site map is made. You can do one manually, or I have it set up to do it each time I post. That way it's submitted to the big three, Yahoo, Bing, and Google. Next. This is a mass emailer plugin. You can send to an individual or groups. Unfortunately, the server I'm on only will email up to 999 individuals at one shot. So I am broke down into groups of 980. So you have to send it out right now roughly to 6 groups to email everybody. Very simple. It's cut and paste or click and send, depending on what you're doing. If you're sending a post out, it's click and send. If you want to actually type something, you just have to cut and paste to each group. It takes all of about 5 minutes. Next. These are the different buttons that you can add above the post, put it on your home page, which unfortunately actually slows down the site, so I put it just on top of each post. It is not on the home page. There's Facebook, Twitter, Google, +1, LinkedIn. There's Pinterest, Dig, StumbleUpon, pretty much anything you want to have a button. You can adjust the size of the buttons. You can have your counters running after it. Very simple, click and it displays above your post. And while you're viewing your post, you just hit the share button and it shares on whichever account you're logged into, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, Google. Next. This is an optimizer program that I installed. It's also a plugin. And I have it set up to run, I do believe it's once a week. And it automatically cleans up your site for you. In the back end, that's in MySQL. It'll go through and clean up all post revisions, transient options, or you can do it manually. Once a week, it pretty much keeps the site clean and up and running fast. Next. Okay, this
Okay,
is
thank
the
you for that,
revenue
Robert.
page.
Obviously, yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you for going into the detail as far as the admin section. Obviously, everyone here is looking at. And keep in mind, look at the numbers on the left. We're not seeing as much variance as one may think just by looking at it. You know, this is oscillating between 5,000 and just over $5,800 a month. So just make sure you understand the perspective there. Um, what you get the flat 5,000. What and it's in the listing, but go into detail. What are these hundreds, just under $1,000? What's that additional revenue?
Okay, the 5,000 is 2,500 twice a month. That comes from the advertiser to our court. The variance in the revenue will actually come through info links, which is a click-through ad. Those vary. They can run from $30 a month to almost $1,000 a month, depending on if your members decide to click through. if there's something that gets highlighted in the text that they want to click through.
Okay. I know that there are other dinar dealers out there and advertised. As a question came in, um, you don't have an indication one way or the other whether the existing advertiser is going to stay in the site. Is that correct?
I have no reason to think that they wouldn't, but I have a long-term relationship with them. I've asked them, and I have not received a response yet. But there is other dealers, very competitive dealers, like Dinar Trade, uh, Currency Trader. I'm trying to remember what Ty's site is. There's quite a few out there. Sterling Exchange that would love to take over their position because there's competitiveness between the dealers for market share.
Okay. Expenses, this is hosting, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Pretty basic. Is it shared hosting?
It's a VPS, virtual private server.
Okay. Um, I'll put myself on mute. There's three sides here, actually. Three slides. This is the first one. Um, if I could preface this by saying that an hour of your time is worth more than an hour of my time in doing this, obviously, your website. So it's helpful to know what you brought to the table. I know you have a 60-hour-a-week job. What's your skill set? What did you bring to the table? What do you currently do day-to-day operations, so someone can kind of expect what what the daily would be for them. So I'll put myself on mute. When you're done with this and the next slide, just say next.
Okay. Well, when I started this, I had no idea what I was doing. I learned as I went along. It's actually a lot of it's self-explanatory, or Google works wonderful when you have questions. Day to day, for the average person, my wife just started helping me posting once in a while. It takes her roughly about 2 hours. I've been doing it a lot longer. I can do what takes her 2 hours probably in an hour. As far as, it probably takes, 20 minutes to a half hour to gather the news from the different Iraq and Middle East news sites. You have to, I use Google Chrome, which automatically converts it to English. It's cut and paste. Make sure you give due to whichever website you take it from. And I've learned not to add a link. You just give credit to the site, which takes care of the legal issues. It takes me another probably 30 minutes to post, 50 minutes depending on how much news. Then you have to go through the comments, which takes another couple minutes to either approve them, because I do not allow spam on the site. Another probably 15, 20 minutes to go through the emails for the day and respond accordingly. Next. Site growth, future expectations. Well, this one's a tough one because the site has steadily grown. Like you said, I've never paid for links. I've never paid for advertising. If somebody had the time to put in, you could probably grow this site very quickly. It has a strong following now, and I see no reason why within a year it can't at least double, if not triple, the amount of traffic. Just putting more time, more mass emails to members, which they do like. Right now I put out about one a month. I just don't have time for more. And it's been a good site. I have a good bunch of members. So it's just a matter of word to mouth, which spreads very quickly in this community. Next. Oh, why am I selling the site? Well, this is not my only website I run. I run several others. And plus working 60 hours a week. I'm getting wore out. Next.
Robert, I just took myself off mute. You've answered questions as they've come in. I've worked them in as they've come in. this is a compliment relative to some of the other sites we have. This is a pretty easy to run basic site. That's a compliment with an easy monetization method, meaning you have an exclusive contract, and that's the vast majority of it. You're putting up the content. You're not doing anything as it relates to traffic. So um, that's normally where we kind of go down a rabbit hole and spend more time discussing nuances like that. But in that, and it's a benefit, a lot of our buyers are looking for something that's like this, very turnkey. Um, you've really addressed everything that's come up proactively, but also again, I worked in some questions as they came in. This is a last call for questions. Robert, I do want to thank you for your time. You were very effective in the explanation of it. The admin section was very helpful. Comments I've gotten. Um, Anyone listening to this, be it live now or recording, this is me. That's my cell phone number, my email address, and my Skype. You can invite me to Skype. I'll accept you. Um, with a signed NDA, I can send you a prospectus on the site. A recording of this open house is going to be on Latona's within 24 hours. Robert is very responsive and accurate in his answers. So if you have anything that's not covered in the listing, as well as the open house, as well as the prospectus that I can send you, if you have additional questions, by all means, reach out to me through these methods, and I can get you the answer. Robert, I don't see anything else in the queue. You did a great job. I appreciate it, and I'll definitely be in touch and keep in touch.
I appreciate it, Adam. One thing I'd like to add.
Absolutely.
Uh, I've gone through W3 Validate. The site is clean on code. That's one of the things I've spent quite a bit of time in the last month or so cleaning up, and that actually helps with the search engines. And if you look at a lot of sites and run them through the validator, the code's dirty, which actually hurts your traffic.
It's a good point. And by all means, is there anything else you'd like to mention? And as I begin to close the meeting, is there anything else that you think could and should be covered?
I think that pretty much covers it. Like I said, for a newbie, it's probably going to take them about 2 hours a day. Once you get used to the hang of it, because there is a system to it, it can go rather quickly. And it's a great bunch of people. They stay in contact via email. There's not a whole lot of posting on the blog. It was a lot more so when I was running the forum, but there again, I didn't have the spam to deal with. So other than that, it's a great site. I love it. I'm going to miss it, but it's time to move on.
All right, fair enough. Robert, thank you for your time. Again, I'll be in touch, and everyone listening, let me know if you need any questions answered. Robert, take care.
Take care, Adam. Bye-bye.